Video number 117. Write an equation of a parabola with a focus at -1/2, comma 0 and a vertex at the origin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, since the focus is to the left of the vertex, the parabola goes left, right? And therefore P must be negative. Now, here are the two focus directrix form standard forms. If you take a look at video number 116, you'll see those there as well. And what we have here is, this is a huge hint. The vertex is at the origin. That means X and Y have not been moved away from the origin. Everything's going to start here at 0, 0. Now, they tell us what the p-value is, because -1/2, 0, is the focus. And remember, okay, keep drawing these little scratch papers. I think it's pretty important for us to be reminded of this. If they're telling us that that's the focus and that's the vertex, they're telling us that this thing goes this way. Okay? Therefore, P is a negative number. Well, it's obviously -1/2, right? So therefore, P is -1/2. And now, which one are we going to use? X squareds or Y squareds? You just have to remember it somehow, some way. And of course, you can always go back to what you know about parabolas before. This is your north-south parabola whenever X is squared. This is your east-west parabola whenever Y is squared. So however you want to remember it. When the X is not squared, it's east-west. When the Y is not squared, it's north-south. I don't know if that's the best way to go or not. But somehow, some way, try to remember what's going on. P equals -1/2. Plug in -1/2 for P. 4 times -1/2 is -2. Guess what? Y squared equals -2x. This is the equation of that parabola. All right? It has -1/2, 0 as the focus. Here we go. Here's one a little goofier. Write an equation of a parabola with a vertical axis, a vertex at the origin, and a parabola that goes through -4, comma -24. Well, we always have two choices. We always have one of these two choices. What we need to remember is which one goes north, which one goes south, which one, in other words, which one's the vertical parabola, which one's the horizontal parabola. When X is squared, it's a vertical. When Y is squared, it's a horizontal. When Y is not squared, it's vertical. When X is not squared, it's a horizontal parabola. This is easy to see if we begin with the graph, and we'll see that this graph starts at the origin and must go downward. They gave us enough information for us to know. Here we go, here's some more of this notebook paper action. Alright. So they tell us that we're at the origin, vertex. They tell us that we're at -4, -24. It doesn't have to be a perfect graph, guys. We're just trying to find out what's going on here. Okay? Now, it says write equation of parabola with a vertical axis. They're telling us this thing goes north-south. Guess what? This one. That's the shape we're going to take right here. So here we go. This is easy to see. It must go downward, which implies a P value is negative. Whoa! A picture tells 1,000 words. In this case, at least a few. Now, we don't know P, but if -4, comma -24 is a solution, then we can find the p-value by solving this equation. What did I do here? I plugged -4 in for X, -24 in for Y. P is -1/6 after doing the calculations. One thing to point out is that this is going to be +16, so make sure you do plug in with the parentheses. That gives you a +16 over here. And therefore, if P is -1/6, then we go back to the original equation, plug -1/6 in, X squared equals 2/3 Y. So, if you have any questions or concerns, send me an email. Good times. Talk to you later.